fiance has found my husband. We were just about to go to Paris. We were planning Paris. Oh, Paris. And now you're dumping me. 2019, new year, new me, new love. Now the new love is just gone. Why? James, why? How you gonna do me like this, James? What about Paris? Hey guys, welcome back. Happy 2019. Happy 2019. Y'all didn't think I was really crying, did ya? But I do have a bit of a dating life update, and if you haven't seen from the title, your girl got dumped. Your girl got dumped a few days into the new year, but we're not taking it personally. We're going to just talk through everything and share as per usual. So not too long ago, maybe 3 weeks or so, by the way, yes, 3 weeks or so ago, I shared a video about the new guy I was dating. We were calling him James, even though that's not his real name, protecting his privacy and all that, but we were calling him James. And James is all in all a good guy. James on our first date drove down to meet me. He booked a hotel. We went spa days. He cooked me 3-course dinners. Like, we just had a good time. We went shopping together. He bought me a pair of boots for Christmas present, by the way. That was the last time I actually saw James on that shopping trip in the previous video. If you haven't watched that video, this might not make a lot of sense. And you guys were like, yes, Mimi, you leveled up. And I was like, yes, I leveled up. I found a good guy. A guy who's not like, oh, I want to come stay over. Oh, I took you to McDonald's, now I deserve sex. No, James was a perfect gentleman the whole way through. Maybe even too much of a perfect gentleman, I don't know, but like, he was a class act until no, but that video, I basically put it out. I'd only been dating James for maybe 2-3 weeks, and in all I probably only dated him for over a month. But I put that video out there because a lot of you guys are like, oh, Mimi, you only date losers or blah blah blah, the men you're dating. I'm like, yeah, I do choose a lot of bad ones quite often, but when I do choose the good guys and I'm dating a good guy, I often don't share it because there's genuinely nothing to share. If I go on a few dates with a good guy, nothing eventful happens, I won't post it on my channel. It's usually the bad ones that I usually share. So I was like, you know what, from now on, I'm going to share the good ones as well. Good guys need love too, so I put it out there. And some of y'all were marrying me off. Like, I put some comments on the screen. Y'all were like, you're going to be engaged by the end of 2019. Say amen. Like, you know, y'all were like, you're praying for this one to work. Y'all were doing the most, child, but I get it. Like, in terms of the caliber of men you've seen me dating, James was on a whole new level. So he had his own place, owned his own home, had a good job, and yeah, just a really good guy, gentleman. But a few days ago, James dumped me. So let me just read you my dump texts. And I say dump like, we ended seeing each other, but we were never like boyfriend and girlfriend. We were just dating and getting to know each other. And as I said, the last time I saw James was when we went shopping together and he bought me a little present. After that, I went away to Kent for a week over Christmas, and then I was in London over New Year's. So I had about 2 weeks almost where I didn't see him at all. And we were making plans to see each other. We were making plans to actually go to Paris. So I'll come back to that. So this text message was very out of the blue. Wasn't expecting it, but this is what James had to say. He's like, hi Mimi, sorry for a bit of an essay, but just feel the need to put my thoughts into words. When that one flashed on my screen, I already knew it wasn't good news. If a guy starts a message like that, it's never good news. So I was out about, I was shopping, and I was like, wow, what the hell has he got to put into words? So then he goes on to say, I really hope you feel the same as me, but I think we would both have to compromise so much to ever be a good relationship match for each other. I crave a simple life away from phones, cameras and the internet, whereas you're an extremely glamorous lady who deserves and enjoys the good things in life. I absolutely love your company, and we have more than enough in common to stay good friends. I do give good company, guys. I really do. Like, I'm funny and I'm smart. Like, yeah. He wants to stay friends. That's if you agree with what I've said. I would be gutted to lose touch with you. Kiss. I was like, ah! James, so you're dumping me. After I have all my subscribers out there praying for us, you are supposed to be my 2019 husband. And now you're just ending it like this. So at first I was a bit like, ugh. But then I reread it a few times and I was like, do you know what, my guy is right. And if I look back at like our dating, he's 100% spot on. So the stuff that he says, first of all, about he craves a simple life, whereas I'm away from phones, cameras and the internet. Like, it's true, like on our first day we talked about it. I always tell people now what I do for a living. I'm a blogger, I'm always on social media because I've had issues in the past. So I told him on the first date. Now something I'm realizing with men is they will never just tell you how it is. When I told him, he was like, oh yeah, but I just don't have social media, but I don't hate it. He was like, I don't hate it, I just don't have it, so it's not really gonna bother me. I was like, okay, cool. The next thing we talked about on that first date is dressing. I'm like, dressing is very important to me, you know. And he was like, oh well, I have no sense of fashion and style. I'm like, yeah, I can tell. Yeah, and he was like, oh, but that's fine because you can help me out, you know. And I'm like, no, because I don't want to change anyone. He's like, no, it's not changing me, it's just like I never really think about it, you know, but I have no style, so it's not like you have to change my style. I was like, okay, fine, cool. So I was seeing all the reasons why we probably weren't a match. I work very strongly in social media. He has no social media. God, I don't understand these people that have no social media and why I'm always drawn to them. And then I take my fashion dressing so seriously. For me, it's an absolute deal breaker if a guy doesn't know how to dress. And I was like, I just said it to him straight and he was like, oh no, but that's not a problem. You know, I can change, I can dress. Okay, cool. You know, I'm cool. Like, I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm just saying, look, we might not be a match, but my guy's trying to convince me that it's okay. So cool, we start dating and, you know, everything's going well. We're getting on like a house on fire. But you could kind of also say it's very friendly. Like, I'm not sure there was any like physical chemistry, anything. Like, in the 4 weeks we dated, we didn't really do more than hold hands and kiss. Facts. I stayed at his house, he stayed at mine, and yet there was just not that physical. And I thought maybe he's a perfect gentleman, which I like, but at the same time, I'm like, am I not cute? You know, so yeah, so the flags were already there, but James was already trying to convince me it wasn't going to be a thing. But then I was seeing other flags, like my guy refers to himself as frugal when we're talking. I said to my sister, like, he says he's frugal. I'm like the complete opposite of frugal. Like, if I want something, I buy it. You know, I like to think about my future and my plans, but at the same time, I don't like depriving myself of the good things that I want. You know, so I was saying to my sister, I don't think I can date somebody that's frugal, you know. So that was also in the back of my mind. James is doing very well for himself, by the way. He owns his own property outright, no mortgage, and later on this year, he's planning on selling up and moving to Spain and buying 2 properties out there, and just renting them out and, like, you know, the whole work. And you all know I love Spain. You know, I would be the first person to bloody move if the opportunity arose. So when he says we have a lot of things in common, we do. Even like the way his home is and how you guys were commenting on how nice his home is, it's absolutely gorgeous, very similar in taste to what like my place is going to be like and what I want it to be like. So we do have a lot in common, but there were the flags. So the last time I saw James, we went shopping. Now, we were just going Christmas shopping to buy stuff for our families respectively, but then James suddenly says, oh, he thinks he's going to get a few things for himself. So my guy buys himself 2 pairs of new shoes, a new jacket, and I will be honest, I had told him that I hated the jacket that he was always wearing, and I was like, okay, cool, I need to get a new one anyway. Okay, I didn't ask you to, but you know. So it's like he needs to get a new one anyway. So he buys 2 pairs of shoes, a new jacket for himself. I actually get him a scarf because he bought me a pair of boots for Christmas, so I bought him a scarf, a really nice scarf for Christmas. And I was just thinking, it's a bit weird because before James has said to me he only buys stuff for himself, goes shopping once a year. So I thought it was a bit weird that now James was proper shopping for himself. I never suggested it, but I guess he might have wanted to please me. No, but that's probably my guess. Like, he knew I didn't like his jacket, he knew dressing well was important to me, and my guy dropped quite a lot of money that day on himself, but also bought me a pair of shoes that I didn't even ask for. So yeah, so I think when he says about we'd have to change too much, I think James is just realizing that yeah, he didn't, as he was, really fit into my life, and he was trying, like, he probably went back home that day and realized, like, what have I done? I've just spent all this money, you know, trying to make me happy, and I don't think it's right, you know. Like, I feel like if you want to get a better sense of style, fair enough, and if you've got the means to do it, fair enough, because even though James is doing well for himself, he doesn't have a lot of disposable money. A lot of his money goes into his property and his plans to move to Spain. So he does live very frugally. And I think after that, he was looking at it like, shit, man, I just spent a lot of money, and I'm changing, and, you know, and me, I didn't ask you to change, so that's on you, boo. But I can kind of see where he says that we would both have to compromise a lot, because I wasn't really going to compromise anything, let's be honest. He was the one that was doing most of the compromising. And as I said, we were talking about going to Paris a few days before this. So we were planning on going to Paris for the new year, just very randomly, last minute, looking for something to do. And then we both started looking at tickets, prices, trains, flights, everything. And then he was just like, do you know what, Mimi, I just think it would be too much money. I was like, okay, what's your budget? You know, maybe like I can find something a bit cheaper. And James like, £200. And I was like, £200 is your budget for the whole trip? I was like, it's better you say you have no budget than to say £200. Like, on New Year's, £200 is barely even gonna get you to Paris. Like, it might get you like 3/4 of the way, and you're gonna have to walk the rest of the way to Paris. Like, what about the hotels? What about dinners? You know, what about champagne on the Eiffel Tower? Like, James, are you kidding me? £200. So we kind of allowed that, and they were like, okay, maybe we'll go away later on in the year. But I think he probably started to realize that, you know, dating me would be a little bit expensive in terms of his little frugal life. And I completely get it. Like, I don't want a guy who feels like he has to spend money on me, or has to spend money to do things that we have to do together. As he said, he's a homebody. He wants to stay at home and live a quiet life, and he needs to find a girl that's perfect for that. Because me, your girl wants to go to Paris, your girl wants to go to Thailand, your girl wants to go to New York, your girl wants to fly all over the place. And not just do that, your girl wants to like live well and shop and do all these things when she's there. And I think James, you know, just, he's not about that life. So obviously I just replied back, of course, I'd love to stay friends. Like, there's no beef. And I don't know if that surprised him a little bit. Maybe he thought I was feeling some kind of love or attraction towards him. Like, no, darling, I'm looking at you and I'm like, Mr. Frugal is not really a bit of me, babe. Like, you know, he's a really lovely guy, but I can completely see why in the long run me and him weren't gonna be a match. So I'm just updating you guys. Like, that's how I started my 2019. A few days after the new year, your girl got dumped. We ain't going Paris no more, boo. But I got to keep my shoes. So just a little life update. And yeah, so you guys that were praying for James, don't pray for James. If I bring anybody on the channel, I'm like, this is the guy I'm dating, I don't pray that any specific guy is going to end up being the right guy. I always pray that if they're not, it will become apparent to me that, like, you know, I always pray for the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. I never pray that one specific guy ends up being that. I pray that I find what I'm looking for. So if that person isn't it, they keep it going. So even though nice guys are amazing and they're great and they're good, just because you're dating a nice guy doesn't mean that you guys are going to be compatible, doesn't mean that things are going to work out. I wish James the best of luck. Like, I'm getting my property renovated at the moment, and James has got an amazing property. So he keeps sending me pictures of what he's doing to his place. I'm sending pictures of what I'm doing to mine. And I'm not gonna lie, his place certainly influenced, you know, some of the work that I'm doing to mine, because he's got an amazing and gorgeous place. And if he does move to Spain, your girl is going to go out there and enjoy free holidays. So yeah, that's my little live update. Your girl is not upset. You know, 2019 is a new year, and I'd rather spend my time, you know, finding somebody who is compatible with me and is going to fit into my lifestyle, not somebody who doesn't have social media, doesn't really dress well or take pride in their appearance, and lives frugally. That's not a bit me, babe. So I'm Amy Justin Me. That is my life update. That is how I started 2019. I got dumped. I was upset for about an hour and a half, not because he dumped me, but because I got dumped. Like, excuse me, am I not a prize? Am I not a snack? And then I got over it real quick. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I want to go Paris next week. I'll go Paris next week. I can afford it. He can afford it, but that's just not his priority. So I'm gonna need somebody that's on the same wavelength as me, you know, equally yoked. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I will be back. I will be dating more. I will try and share the good guys as well, even though they're uneventful. But please don't go marrying me off just because you see a good guy, because as you can see, just because they're good doesn't mean that they're the right one. So guys, I will catch you soon. I'm back to work today. I've had 2 weeks of work. Can you believe that? And I have to go back. Why? Subscribe. Business. Looking good. We're feeling good, eh?
It's a bad man thing, yeah.